Hello and welcome back. Lovely day today down by the canal. Let me just show you out the front window. There you go, this is where we are today. And I won't even bother you with the solar because everything is full. By about 12 o'clock I used about 40 amp hour overnight, and by about 12 o'clock all my power was back again. So the 460 watt of solar up on the roof is doing really well at the moment, and it looks like we're on our way to summer. Yeah, the good old days of sunshine where you can open your door. At the moment it's still pretty cold outside. It's about 10 degrees outside. It's nice and warm in the van though. Do you remember on my last video that I've just made? If you haven't seen that one, go back and watch that, because I mentioned that I thought the major campsites, a lot of the big campsites, were complaining to the councils because they want us to have to use their sites. Right, so I've just seen this article here. I'll put a link below in the description so you can have a read of that yourself. Right, so basically, for me as a motorhome owner, mine is equipped to be off-grid, as a lot of you guys have also equipped yours to be. So I don't need showers. I don't need to plug into the electric. I don't need the facilities of a campsite. I can find a bin and get rid of my rubbish, no problem whatsoever. I can empty my toilet. I do not have the need for a campsite. Right, so the campsites are complaining. This is around the NC 500 up in Scotland. They have set up a, what have they called it? I'm trying to find the name of this. The British Holiday Home Parks Association. So the campsite owners, the campsite owners have set up a protest to the council, because the council want to allow, this is up in Scotland obviously, they want to allow for £40 a week for you to use the council facilities, sports centres, and be able to park for a reasonable cost. I think £40 for a week's parking is not too bad. If you've got bins and dump facilities and waste and stuff like that to get rid of your waste, that's not a bad price, £40 for a week touring around Scotland. But the campsite owners who want to charge you 50, 60, £70 a night, they don't like that idea, because that means that they'll have to drop their prices in line with the council pricing, and they're not happy about that. So they're protesting to the council. They want us to be forced to use their sites at their prices. And this is why a lot of these bans are coming in. The landowners are not giving us access to their land, simply because the local authorities, or the local campsite owners, should I say, not the authorities, the local campsite owners are complaining and saying they want us to be using their facilities so that they're earning more money. Now, I knew it was going down that route. I just knew there had to be another reason for the councils to be closing everything down, to be putting signs up and stopping us from parking places. Okay, so you tell me where on a campsite I can open my door and have a view like that. That's why I don't want to stay on campsites. So just so you know, I'm putting out a video on Mondays and Thursdays, or trying to, at 6 o'clock, Mondays and Thursdays. There had to be a reason for them to be doing that. So yeah, now it's been confirmed basically that, shall I read you a little bit about it? Right, so the motorhome scheme is from 8 in the morning till 10 at night along the NC 500. For £40 a week you can park. I'm just flicking through here. Almost 30 local campsites said they've been left pocketless. They're losing money. They're not open in the winter. So why are they complaining? They're not even open at this time of year. Why are they complaining? So the campsite owners themselves are saying we have to charge over £25 a night because they're being crippled because they can't earn money. Why do they have to charge £25 a night? Is that what it costs per day to cut the grass? They don't need to charge anything per night. I mean, they're the campsite owners. They could charge £5 a night. They could charge £10 a night. There isn't no set fee on what they need to charge. Obviously, to park a camper van or motorhome on a piece of grass, there's no outlay, there's no cost. Okay, so you might get a pothole or a bit of turf chewed up by tyres if it's wet. But that's it. There isn't an outlay. What are they talking about? I just don't understand this. So yeah, so it was obvious there had to be an agenda behind why the councils, authorities were forcing people off their usual park-ups, seafronts and places like that, and recommending that we all go into sites. And this is it. It is the major camper van campsites. They have enough people using the sites in the summer months when they're open. They're not open all year round either, so that's another part of the issue. They're not open all year round. They're not open. You can't just turn up when you want. There's time limits on when you can go and arrive and book in fees, and a lot of the time you wouldn't even be able to just turn up. You've got to be booked onto a site. So it's, for a lot of people, it's not going to work. Just simple as that. It's not going to work for a lot of people. For people like me, all I'll be doing is touring around, and then I'll just go find an house to park outside. So unless they make everywhere no parking, even for cars and vans and everything else, then I won't be changing my ways. I won't be going onto sites. The sites will not be forcing me to use their facilities. Simple as that. The other thing that I don't get is there will be enough people with motorhomes, camper vans, that will not wild camp like I do. They will want to be on a site. They'll be with their families. They will want to be on a hookup. So why are the campsites not happy with just these people using their facilities? People like me would not be going to the campsites, and I think this is where the campsites are not understanding it. I don't have the money to pay them. I won't pay them even if I did have the money to pay them. Simple as that, because I don't want the facilities they're offering. So out in Europe, I think it was Tenerife, there was a mass camper van protest. I don't know if you've seen that. Let me see if I can find that for you. Okay, so out in Tenerife, let me read you this bit. A peaceful and well organised demonstration brought together nearly 350 caravan and camper van owners in Tenerife yesterday, Saturday, as they demanded fair treatment and an end to the persecution and criminalisation of their lifestyle. So, yeah, Europe have now started to wake up to this net zero crap, and they are protesting. And I think this is the way that we need to go now. Sod all these petitions. Petitions are not worth the paper they're written on, or the time it takes for you to fill out the complaint. It just goes nowhere. So is this time now that we start making camper van, motorhome demonstrations? Do we join the farmers and tag along on the back of those? I wonder how many of you guys would be willing to go and blockade Morecambe Town Hall to stop the no overnight parking that's going to go ahead there. As I said in the last video, the council have got together their £20,000 costs to put up the signs and to bring in the no overnight parking down at Morecambe. That will be going ahead. That's Dylan drinking his water. Yeah, so maybe it's time that we need to protest. We need groups of us to go and blockade the town halls. If you'd like to do that, maybe we can all get together and sort out some sort of form of demonstration. It'll have to be a peaceful demonstration. I don't want people coming around and arresting me. So, yeah, how many of you guys would be interested in demonstrating and protesting over the treatment that we're getting for owning a camper van? A lot of us have saved for a long time to buy these motorhomes and camper vans. This is our lifestyle as nomads, as travellers, as whatever you want to call us, van lifers. This is our lifestyle. We're watching it all be taken away from us, and I'd like to make a stand now. I'd like us as a group to go and say, no, we're not putting up with it anymore. If you're willing to protest, stick it in the description below. Just give me a yes or no if you think it's a good idea. And if you do think it's a good idea, I'll start the first big protest. Well, as big as we can make it. It'll have to be a fair few number of us. I don't want to turn up with me and my van on my own. So let's see how many of us will be willing to actually protest on Morecambe, or even any other town hall for that matter. Don't forget to hit that notification. If you haven't done, give me the thumbs up. It all helps the videos. And this one's quite an important one, because I want to know whether you guys are going to protest or not, or whether you want to, whether you'd like to, whether you can. So yeah, thanks for watching. Leave me that comment.